Hi team, Jim here again. Last week we talked about the core behavior, clean your plate every day, every week, every month. Today I want to just peel back a couple more layers. I want to go deeper because this one habit impacts our time, our focus, our teamwork, how much we accomplish. So first, I want you to understand that people, when they talk about time management, that's really a misnomer because no one can manage time. Time just happens. But have you noticed that for some people, they get more done within a certain period of time? And what you then are really controlling is you're controlling yourself in relation to time. So time management is actually not time management, it's actually self-management. And one of the best self-management tools that exists is exactly what we're talking about. Finish what you start completely. Leave no loose ends. Give yourself a deadline on time. Give yourself a deadline on what done looks like. Because when a task is 100% done and you never have to circle back, it absolutely will save time and make you more efficient. There's another aspect to this that people don't think about often, but it's actually hugely important. And that is when you clean your plate at the end of every day, it clears your mind. It sets you free from that. It's not that splinter in the back of your mind hanging over you because you're thinking, okay, I have something undone. I need to get something done before I can move on with what I ought to do. When you clean your plate at the end of the day, you can draw a clear line between your work and your personal life. You know, okay, everything is finished, I can let it go. And that mental break allows you to move on. It allows you to be then fully present with whatever else is going on, with your family, with your friends, instead of carrying that in the back of your mind all the time. And I want to particularly apply this if you are on a roofing crew. Completing everything 100% every day is the most critical thing that we need to do, because there is no A- in roofing. It's either perfect or it leaks. And we've had some very bad experiences where people left a little thing undone. In other words, it was maybe 98%. But it wasn't done. It wasn't 100%. And I want to ask you, if you work in the field or if you manage the field, what's going on in the back of your head when it pours rain at 3 o'clock in the morning? Would you like to be able to sleep really well? The way you do that is you make sure everything is 100% every single day. When there are no loose ends, it will set you free to sleep like a baby. The next thing, when you clean your plate every day, it keeps the chain moving. Most tasks are part of a bigger process. It's going to get a handoff to the next person. If a crew leaves loose ends, it ends up on a punch list, and someone else has to come back and fix it. Or it leads to problems that draw other people in, and they have to now fix it. That's not fair. That is not owning your work. If you are in the accounting department and you don't clean your plate, you don't finish it, you are handing that off to someone else, or somebody else is going to have to jump in and help you on a different task because you fall behind. That's not being a great teammate. Same is true in sales. If you leave job data incomplete, then the planning team has to chase it down. Somebody else has to pick up where you leave off. So every handoff is either a clean plate or you're handing your dirty dish to someone else who has to scrub it for you. And we all can look at that and say, that's just not right. That's just not fair. I shouldn't be handing my dirty dishes to somebody else. So here's the challenge. Think about the times where you've been on the receiving end of someone else's unfinished work, where they've handed you a dirty plate. And how did you feel? And what work did that cost you? And was that fair? And then I want you to think about your own role and ways that you might be handing off a dirty dish without realizing it. So let's make sure we're always passing forward great work. Thanks, everyone.